inevitable.
Obi? Hello? We have a little bit of a situation we wanted to run by you.
Mobius! Wow! Great to see you again! That's what's been happening. Wow. Time slipping.
Wait, you know that?
Yeah.
You've seen that?
Yeah. Is that enough?
What's up, everybody? This is Chris Knight, Chaos Central's Loki Roundtable for Season 2. And really quick, Anza, when it's doing that pan over at the end of the thing there, and it shows Loki on there, did you do that, or was that like something you found?
I think it's on the trailer.
When it faces
Okay.
the door, the time door.
No. It's just when he's walking, and as he walks, the Loki logo comes up behind him. That's really cool.
Yeah, no, the way I did it, yeah, with the fade, it made it look like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I like that. What's going on, everybody? Make sure if you're watching this, grab the link above, share it out there. I have some tweets out there, or whatever you want to call it now. It's still Twitter. It's twitter.com. That's where you go. It's still Twitter. I know. It's like it can't be anything but Twitter. I don't care what the symbol shows. I don't care what it's still twitter.com.
Same here.
It's like, what the hell? Anyways, we're here to talk Loki. We're going to be talking the season or episode 2 and 3. It was Breaking Bad in 1893. Before we do that, the people we have in the roundtable right now, I think we got one more. I think just Danny's showing up, or Danny and of course Brian, Spoiler Kings. I think he'll be here in just a little bit, maybe. Not going to commit anybody by any means, but let's go around the panel right now and have everybody introduce themselves, talk about their channel really quick. We'll start with the man who works a lot of these streams with me right here to my whatever direction it is now. It's Anzo, Bigger for Entertainment. Anzo, tell everybody about yourself, what you got going on, and all that good stuff.
What is up, y'all? I am the greatest YouTuber of all time. Bigger Ford Entertainment is the channel. Y'all make sure to check it out. Tomorrow night will be the OOC. After this, I think we will be doing the Rule of 3, which we haven't done in a while, so that should be fun. So make sure to check that out as well. And yeah,
for sure. Up next, it's the strange man himself, Eli, the high science guy. Elihu, tell everybody about yourself. What you got going on, and all that fun stuff.
Oh, all the fun jumbo stuff. Okay, well, if you guys are following me on Twitter or X, whatever the hell it's called, you guys noticed that I went live. And if you happen to be subscribed to my YouTube channel and you rang that bell, you know I went live. We're live right here, so make sure you guys do that. Okay, you know when we're live. Okay. I'm also on Instagram. I'm an astronomer, taking classes. Going to get my BA in astrophysics. Yoo-hoo! Thank you, Australia. Free classes.
All right.
Yeah. I'm here and there.
Did you start that travel channel you talked about?
No, because I found about 10 other people who's got about 500,000, almost 1 million followers who did the exact same thing I was going to do. So I'm like, no. These guys compete against each other. So I'm like, their little circle, like, no, I'm going to avoid that.
Gotcha. Okay. So what were you going to ask him?
I was going to say, what was I going to say? I don't remember. I lost it. Right.
Owners.
Oh, it was a joke with his online course. I'm saying those things don't work.
All right. Up next, suspect as always. His opinion is one that only he finds as accurate. It is Mr. Warren. Warren, what's going on? Tell everybody about yourself, your non-existent channel, and about your Twitter.
That's right. My channel is in the outer rims of time and space, so you can't find it yet. And I am on Twitter, and I've been quiet as of late, just been busy. But I produce facts, not feelings. That's all I have to say.
Anybody
Oh,
that quote fresh and fit, you know they have an issue.
oh,
Ooh.
oh no! I forgot the last thing. I am the greatest, the most astounding, amazing, glorious, fantastic person.
Mr. Bombastic.
So now he's
Well,
copying me, right? Because I said it first. So now he want to go on talking about he's the best. Warren, there's only one big dog in this thing, and it's me.
well, that's subject to speculation. No, see, Warren here, he's already on notice. Now, JG, he is on notice, but not as much as Warren because I expect it from Warren. I don't expect what I heard from JG necessarily, but we'll give him a chance. It's JG. Tell everybody about yourself and what you got going on.
Just living life to the fullest, not giving a you know what. But if you
Correct,
need
JG.
catch me with my boy, the homie, the king of Canada himself, like ODB said, the Osiris of this Anzo, and the Godfather, Mr. Don Juan Roberto. You can also find me with my homie Super Wise talking that geek stuff that I love so much. Watch Party Thursday, Loki Roundtable. I screwed it up. It's okay. It's okay.
See?
You see it happens? Huh?
Wow. You
Oh
just
my
gotta watch
You get
yourself.
right. Danny, you get right, but the rest of us, you mess up, eh?
He's working on it, though.
I call you the Osiris of this.
He's been
Man,
working on it for 2 years, man. Come on.
That was pretty nice. I enjoyed that. It's fine.
And I am Chris Knight, Real Review 3000, Honstar YT, of course, here on Chaos Central and among other places in the cosmos and space and time. You can sometimes find me in the Japanese volcano where they do not make lava lamps, but that just depends. All right, let's talk about Loki season 2, episode 2 and 3. We're going to talk about these two together because I think and this is just maybe my opinion, I think they handshake together better than they work apart. What does everybody else think about that?
That's fine.
Yeah, the ending blends to the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to talk about our overall thoughts. Let's start down there with JG. JG, I want to start with you. What are your overall thoughts about these two episodes?
Well, I'm going to do the first 3 episodes. A+, A+. I'm enjoying this season thus far. Even though we got new writers, you couldn't even tell because like they never skipped a beat at all. I'm enjoying it.
Cool.
Enough said.
All right. Warren.
I still think Loki is by far the best actual streaming show ever created for Marvel.
What the hell?
That's not me trolling. Articles have come out about that, so clearly I'm right on that one.
Yeah, because articles said it. Okay.
All right. Well, really quick, guys, before we go much further, really quick. There's Danny, but Danny came just in time because I'm hearing a lot of this, whatever the heck's coming out of Warren's mouth, and then JG, yep, absolutely.
Ego check. Say again?
Let's start over, shall we?
I gave him an ego check. They both deserve an ego check because they're saying this is better than Ahsoka.
Danny.
If you need to get that, Danny, go ahead.
Who's got
Ahsoka.
the iPhone?
It's better than Ahsoka.
They lost their mind.
That must be the
All right.
to get into your ear, to your brain cells.
Hair.
Right now.
This right
All right,
here,
Danny.
this right here is liquid. This is Nidal.
All right, Danny, tell everybody about yourself.
Again, Danny.
My name is Danny Graham. I try to do a little show Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays now called the Road to Wisdom. I try to upload a bunch of shorts on Tuesdays and Thursdays, trying to drive traffic to that channel. And also, I'm with these guys here on Mondays nights on the Chaos Central, Chris Knight and Anzo. Do little things on Wednesdays with Guy Scar, and then I do things on Sunday night with Storms Live. So I'm a little bit everywhere.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So Warren, go ahead and finish what you were saying about your overall thoughts of the 2 episodes.
Okay, so overall thoughts, and yes, I was trolling a bit about Better Than Ahsoka, but for as a Marvel show, this is probably I get a show feeling when I watch this from season 1 till now. Really fluid, always keeps you at the end. I do like the story as it's pacing. Overall, I'm gonna give it though a B plus. That's where I stop
Give it
at.
grade yet? We ain't talking
Why
about
are you
grade.
grading it? I didn't mean
What?
to. This is overall thoughts.
JG gave it a grade. What are you
I
talking
sure
about?
did. I sure did. I'm the Loki
Yeah,
of this
that was
stuff
like.
right here.
So now where were we on all of this?
We was talking about Danny's new channel. New show, Loki Wisdom, right?
No. Okay. So they did give it. Oh God. Here we go. Get them back in here. Okay. Here we go. Okay. So they did give it a grade, but we're not going to listen to that right now. We're going to let them kind of just go by the wayside of that. All right, Elihu. Overall thoughts on these 2 episodes?
We finally get to see Loki be Loki. I'm loving this. See,
Cool.
that's what you're supposed to answer, okay?
Very good. Very good. All right. Danny, overall thoughts on these 2 episodes?
Episode 2 was totally put me to sleep. It was hard to watch. Only reason I'm watching it because Anzo was hosting it. Episode 3 was a little bit more exciting. If you say exciting, it was a little bit more interesting. Exciting was the wrong word. A little bit more interesting. When I'm seeing Loki, the god of thunder, I'm not trying to see him be a diplomat. I'm trying to see him use his magic powers, see him do little devilish things. There was a little bit where he was kind of interrogating the guy. It was a little bit, but it still was kind of fell short for me. Um, he Who Remains, Jonathan Majors, was the only good thing to that. Um, he kept me engaged in it, but it's still not where I wanted to be. Far as do I get to see it every Thursday night? I don't, but I'm only watching it because Anzo's doing the watch party and just to chill with him and other people. But it's not. This is nowhere even close to Secret Invasion, and it's definitely not in the same area code
Oh
as
Lord.
Ahsoka.
Oh no, that was trolling. I don't think but it's better than Secret Invasion. That's for sure.
No way, no way. The only reason why Secret Invasion fell flat was because of the last episode. Other than that, it was more interesting. It was more engaging to me. Nick Fury is a better actor than anybody that's acting currently now, or Samuel Jackson on this particular show. So no way.
What?
I
What? You on coke?
yes.
Sam Leo's the
Stop it.
same character in every movie. He's the same guy.
And
You
he's
seen the Glorious
engaging and
Bastards?
he's interesting.
That's him. That's the same
Uh,
person.
until we saw the last episode, everybody was singing the praises of Secret Invasion. Everybody
And
that
even the
I that I
last one.
I love getting daddy pissed. It's funny. No, I do
And even
agree.
the
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson is really good. He is really good.
and even the last one wasn't like absolutely the worst thing in the world. Just didn't land it quite right. So I mean, there was that to say about it. Okay, very good. Anzo, overall thoughts?
Overall thoughts, I agree with Danny. Episode 2 was a snore fest. It wasn't good. I have issues with the show because it seems like they're not really getting into the plot of everything. But episode 3, because of Jonathan Majors, was better. But again, like Danny said, I mean, it's not great. And to say it's better than Ahsoka, like JG said, is absolutely asinine.
I'm trolling.
I would hope so. But Warren did say that it's better than Secret War, and that too is asinine.
I get okay. I stamp this show will be at the end of this. It will be better than Secret Invasion. I can put money on that.
Mm. See, seeing it would be nice to say we could put money on that, but it's subjective, right? So unless they do something absolutely amazing, it's not going to be better than Secret Wars. But yeah,
Danny, we can hear your GPS talk, Danny. We know where you're going.
Trying to go home, man.
Yeah, we know. If we hear your GPS, we know where you live. We can hear it, dude.
Danny's a police officer. You think he cares that anybody knows where he lives?
Nowadays, yes. Safety and security, man. Yes, I do.
You got more guns.
Well, just come there, buddy. I got some heat for you, so just come on.
I'm just talking about safety and security for you, man. That's all I'm doing, okay? I'm trying to look out for you, dude.
They tell me where I'm going, but it ain't saying my end address.
Okay, good.
I'm in the middle of the woods now. Once I get back to where I know where I'm at, I can cut it off.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, Danny's like, I'm out in the middle of the woods. Go ahead and come and find me and see what happens.
You won't come back.
My overall thoughts is that these 2 episodes were a good handshake to one another. I think the second one did a lot to build into what's going on in the Marvel universe right now. It actually explained a lot of things. I've seen some articles I have to go read, but I'm not really sure their tagline or their catch line may not really be what it's about. But I'm interested, and I'll wait till next week to actually read those and kind of see if I can weave them into what we're talking about. But yeah, I think these did a really good job. Again, no, I don't put them up against things like Secret War or Secret Invasion. I don't think it's as good as Ahsoka, but I think this is right now to me, it's better than last season so far because they're not focusing on this chasing Sylvie. It's like the players are established, the players show up, the players do what they do. We know their character, they're acting like their character. So that works for me. So, all right, let's talk about what we liked about these 2 episodes. And we're going to start with Anzo first. Anzo, go ahead and tell everybody what you liked about these 2 episodes.
The second episode, I liked some of the stuff between Owen Wilson and Loki. Owen Wilson and Morbius. I really think their chemistry together is really good. Other than that, for that episode, there wasn't really much that I liked. I thought it was another useless episode, right? And I have one major dislike, which we'll get into, and I think it goes for both episodes. But I just think that it's time. It feels like they're okay. So I know one of the plots is to fix the timelines, right? Because it's gonna explode or whatever and destroy everything. I just hope there is more of a plot to the season than just that. And I find it's just not giving us something that, like, okay, now this is interesting, trying to figure out maybe Kang's character or something. I don't know, man. I just think it's missing something right now, which I hope it gets better. Episode 3, I really enjoyed it because of Jonathan Majors. I think he really did a good job, and it's fun to see how he's playing these different versions of himself, and every single one of them is like different from one another. That just goes to show me how good of an actor he really is, that he can just come up with all these different versions of a character, the same character. So I really enjoy that. Other than that, yeah, that's about it.
All right, go ahead, and Danny, you go ahead and go, and then go around. I'll be right back. Okay, guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll agree with Alonzo. The second episode, the only thing I really liked And I think I said this. It's the buddy cop. It feels like Lethal Weapon with Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. That's how Loki and Morbius feels to me. More of a buddy cop than a god, someone that should be. I'm not saying all powerful, but more powerful than he is. In the TVA, he is pretty much nothing. Once outside of TVA, he uses power sparingly. But I do like that aspect of the buddy cop situation. I like that black female cop now. She's taking this like
Oh, yeah.
righteous, more like she's seeing what the TVA is doing, and she's kind of voicing her opinion instead of just kind of falling in line. I'm liking her more than I did last season. Far as episode 3, Jonathan Majors was the best part of it. Like Anzo said, he's versatile. It's interesting to see his different takes he takes on the different versions of Kang. And it's interesting and cool to see how he is putting things in place, far as the TVA book having Miss Time or whatever her name is, and the other black lady that was head over the TVA. How he getting them working for him and getting him things that he needs so he can get back to um, the version of himself he needs to be and able to become Kang. So it's cool to see that part of it, but um, I think I have a lot more excitement. But right now, those are just the things that's kind of keeping me engaged with this overall. But other than that, that's one of the good things I can point out.
Before Warren goes, yeah, there's a few things too. Miss Minutes. I like Miss Minutes. And I liked in episode 3 that they were using her as pretending she was a ghost to scare the town people and stuff like that. So I did like what they were doing with Miss Minutes, and the voice actor that plays Miss Minutes did a really good job. Warren, you're up.
That's Tara Strong.
Yeah, she's
Likes
good.
I like the about episode 2. I like the fact that we saw like the interaction of the ramifications of what happened last like season with them like talking about it, and then more of the hunt like Danny's mentioned Hunter B. She's becoming that like Falcon where you're starting to like her more of a character, more involved. But yeah, I will agree. Episode 2 was a bit slower, but I think that was done on purpose. That's my take on it because last season, I mean, it was said that the show is more detective-like, and they're trying to figure things out. And it's a more of a mystery, but science fictiony. Then this episode 3, Love Miss Minute. I love seeing the we're seeing why Renslayer. We're seeing the relationship build up. If you are a comic book person,
You're cutting
that's
in and out, dude.
oh oh
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
oh. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah. So the relationship between Renslayer and we're seeing that finally develop, which is going to be key. If you're not like a normie, so that's also good. Miss Minutes was interesting. Mobius, we're gonna see that conflict. So I think it's a slower build up, but I think it's answering a lot of questions on and to answer on those questions, there is a bigger plot because I can kind of see it formulating besides fixing the TVA. Like remember he planned all of this prior. So this is all happening the way he wants it. So I think there's a bigger picture being painted. It's just very turtle like how it's going.
Yeah. But that's the issue because we only have 6 episodes, right? So to be going turtle like that, I'm just like, I don't want it to be to the point where everything gets piled up in the last episode, and it's like, oh, okay, that's what they're doing. This is what they're doing.
You think though that? Sorry. Do you think
Well,
that they're gonna have? Oh, go ahead.
I was saying the one good thing, at least they're giving us 50 something minutes instead of giving us these little dilly 30-minute episodes like they did with Ahsoka and the rest of them.
Yeah. So far, every episode has been around the same length, which is really good. They need to start keeping that formula.
I kind of wonder though if this is still planning on another season. Like right now, that they're just going to use this to kind of weave his story into everything else, because this is going to tell the story of getting back to everything else, or how it gets fixed or something.
If you add up all
Yeah.
the episode time, you're looking at about 5 hours. 5 hours should be enough time to tell any story.
I agree.
Yes. All right, JG.
I'm surprised that no one mentioned the interrogation scenes in episode 2.
Yeah, that was good.
That was really good. Like, when he's going in, Moby's worried about Loki losing his cool, and I think B5. There's so many B characters, I don't know which one's which. But he goes in and go on his mom, and Loki's kind of cool. Mobius is the one that goes crazy. They go back out, come back in, and Loki puts him in this little box. And I'm still wondering if he not have given up the information, would he have killed him? And that's the cool thing about Loki is you don't know which way he's going to go. And I really enjoyed that. Yeah, episode 2 was slower, but the reason why I'm not too critical of Loki season 2 is because I don't think this is setting up the big movie. Because you still have Moon Knight. There might be another Kang variant in that coming up. It's so many Kang variants that this can't be a setup for a big movie. This is probably setting up for another show to throw in another Kang variant, so forth and so on. It's just my theory. I could be wrong, which I'm always wrong. Yes, you see Loki use a power that I haven't seen yet, with the 3 shadows and holding the guy down, and I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it was kind of slow, but I was okay with it. Episode 3 probably is the cream of the crop so far of season 2, because number one, I love the set designs. Each set is supposed to show the time period it's set in, and did a great job. Victor Timely, he's when he's on stage, right? He's showing his little prototype or whatever. I had no idea that when the guys were kind of, saying, okay, I will pay this much, I'll pay this much. The other guy was in on it to bring that price up. I was not prepared for that part. And so that goes to show that Victor Timely isn't a good guy at all. He's for himself, which anybody else probably would be. Miss Minutes. Oh, go ahead.
Hey, real quick, say what you said again because it cut out for me. I'm sorry.
Oh, hell, I forgot.
You said something about what did he do? What did he do?
Okay, when he was showing his prototype, and you had 2 guys bidding for the prototype.
Oh yeah.
One guy was in on it with Victor Timely to help raise that price. You see him slip the money under the hat to him. That was all a setup. So you know that Victor Timely isn't that. He's in green. He knows the business, right? It's just Miss Minutes, or whatever her name is. I love her. She's fucking crazy. She's the Breaking Bad probably that we've seen in it. What can look, I don't know what else to say about it. This season so far for me has been really good. No matter how slow, whatever, we're not getting some stuff we wanted it. But Jonathan Majors, man, his acting.
Miss Minutes, I love
his acting.
Yeah, it's great.
It's great.
Miss Minutes said I love, and then she disappeared, and then when she came back, she was like, "You darn it." I was like, really? Like, this is what we're doing? Miss Minutes is in love with Jonathan Majors.
Exactly. And I do have a theory about that, but you have to go watch Superwise's show to hear it. So I'm not gonna repeat it because it won't happen if I repeat it again. What else? Even at the end of it, you still don't know if Victor Timely is gonna be that good guy that they're hoping he's going to be. If he's really gonna change things around. Because remember, in the conversation, he said, I have so many ideas, but I don't have the technology to put it into reality. Now he's going to the TVA where all his dreams can be reality. We don't know what he's going to do. That's all I got for right now. I can think of.
Okay. All right. Elihu?
Sorry, I was coughing. Oh, by the way, JG, they didn't need Victor Timely to take over. They needed his aura. That's all they needed him for. Not to take over. Just his aura, man. They're not worried. Nobody's worried about Timely taking over. They're just trying to fix the loop. Like Obi said, his aura doesn't match the original imprint. That's where they want to find him. I mean, I love that part in episode 2. The like Danny said, the buddy cop institute. The good guy, the bad guy, and especially in the interrogation room. I love that part. Episode 3. Oh, Beyond Grizzly's backstage, right? By the way, Byron's backstage. Episode 3. I loved Major's performance. The way he could just all of a sudden he had a stutter. It's just totally different character. And the way he talked to those people back then, I'm like, now that is an intelligent person, okay? The way they basically put the white people in their shoes. After that derogatory term he called. I'm not going to repeat that, but after he called that derogatory term, he put the white people in their shoes. I'm like, that's what I love that. Yeah. I love that, man.
And I forgot it was Jonathan Majors for a second.
That's why he's a thespian, not an actor. Okay, that's why he's great for this role.
You know you lying. You know Eric. You know exactly that was John Majors. Talking about you forgot it was John Majors for a minute.
Okay, so you said it's a truth. If I said it's a lie, come on,
hold on, man. Chris. Brian's backstage. Chris, are you there?
I said Brian.
Wait, yeah, hold on.
Yeah, Brian's backstage.
There you go.
I was like, yeah, you guys.
Brian, what's going on?
Come on, Brian. Say you agree with me. Say you agree with me.
All right, really quick. Wait, just a second.
Let Eli.
Yeah, let Elihu finish, and then we're gonna overall thoughts, and then your lights, and also introduce yourself and the channel and all that. So, Elihu, go ahead and finish, sir.
Okay, you notice I'm talking about episode 3 more than episode 2. Episode 3, like I said, Loki gets to be Loki. We get to see his magic and his manipulation. I love that. Finally. And I love the interaction with Miss Minutes and Ravina Renslayer. I was like, I'm trying to help you, but I don't like you. The little passive aggressiveness. I love that. And I got my dislikes. You'll hear.
Okay. All right, Brian. Overall thoughts, your likes. We're doing these episodes together.
Yes, I've been listening.
So, and then, okay, all right, cool, very good. Thank you, I appreciate it. But go ahead and introduce yourself and your channel and all that stuff, and go ahead.
Hey, I'm Brian the Grizzly. I'm 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. You know, we doing Monday, Thursday live shows at 9 Central. I was listening to you guys, and I'm probably going to jump on one side. As far as Loki season 2 is overall, I've enjoyed what they've been doing because it's very intelligent. I do think that it has a problem with pacing, but it is very intelligent. Like things like naming someone Ouroboros when an Ouroboros is a snake that's eating itself. So it's infinity. It's a loop. He named him Loop. It's genius, right? Like, so he is the key to continue the loop of Victor Timely, or the one he who remains. It is like, it's intelligent the way they're doing it, the way they're placing all this stuff out. The fact that everything that the He Who Remains said was going to happen in the season finale of season 1 is happening now, like exactly word for word the way he said it was going to happen. So if you want to know what's going to happen in season 4, go back and listen to what he says. Like, he literally is mapping out exactly what's going on, and that's exactly what they're doing. You know, so they are very. That's why it's very easy. The road is very easy to follow. You understand exactly what's going on. I do think Sylvie is just like my least favorite character, so I think that's why I didn't like episode 2 that much, because I just don't care about Sylvie because I think she's stupid. I think everything she's doing is stupid. You know, that's my biggest issue with her. But overall, I mean, I think it's very intelligent still. You know, Q Kwan being Ouroboros is awesome, and he and we're gonna find He Remains are linked, and he is the key to this entire thing. So once we were introduced to him, the whole thing was going to be a loop, and this is what he said it was going to happen. I'm going to continue to do this, and it's going to be the same loop over and over again. And that's what we're going to see unless Loki can break it. And that's what the whole episode 5 and 6 of Loki will be about him. Can he break the loop? Because they're going to figure this all out in episode 4.
You misquoted him. He said, I'll be seeing you.
Yeah, but I be seeing you. It's the same thing. It's basically it's a loop. So I'm going to become me again, and I am going to see you again. So I already know what's going to happen because I'm putting it in the loop. Ouroboros means loop. This is what it is. This is the
Brian,
cycle.
can I just say thank you for joining the Council of Kang? Thank you, my friend. Thank you.
But I do agree with everyone else saying episode 2 was pretty boring. It was slow.
It was a filler.
But it was still it was all about Sylvie, and Sylvie is like my least favorite character, and she's not interesting. She's just not as interesting as everyone else
at all.
I mean, there's no episode where I need to be sitting there watching her work at McDonald's, and then them talk
about Strong and Independent. What are you talking about?
15 minutes.
Strong and Independent.
Dude, how about our new chicken McNuggets? We were on there trying to figure, okay, what year was it set in? 1982. Cool.
1982. But as far as my likes, as I said, my likes are the fact that they are following suit. They're giving us hints within it. It's a detective show, and they're giving us clues on what's going on. And if you like that insight, it's cool. As long as they have to stick to landing. I rank this in between because you guys were talking about Secret Invasion, and I mean it's nowhere near Ahsoka. It's nowhere near Ahsoka.
We were
there you go.
There
you go. Now they're trolling. Now they were trolling.
But I do think Secret Invasion is better than Secret Invasion right now because I always had problems with what they did with the character of Samuel Jackson. We kept on saying it's going to get better. Oh, it's going to be this. It's going to be this, and it never became that. So that's I think our anticipation is what made it better, but it never did become what we were looking for. So I think that's probably where the disconnect is. But I do believe this is better than that. So that's where I'm at.
Interesting.
Okay. All right. So. Yeah, you guys bring up a lot of good stuff. The only thing I'm going to say that really, I don't think anybody really realizes is but maybe you guys are all saying it, but without saying it. Oh, who just dropped? Oh, Danny did. He's going inside. That's right. Yeah. Elihu, since your computer's probably a little faster than mine, if you see him come in, you have access to let him in? No?
No, I do not.
Okay. All right. I'll watch it.
If they're in the private chat, I'll let you know. I'll speak out.
Yeah, let me know. Here's the thing. This is his plan. This is He Who Remains plan, or Victor Timely. And he tells you everything they're saying is basically whatever happens is meant to happen. So it doesn't matter what they do. They can always say, no, that was always the plan. So there's no plausibility for us to say that, well, that makes no sense. That was they were building it up to be more. No, at the end of whatever they stop at, wherever they stop in this series, if it's in season 3 or 4, his storyline, wherever it ends or wherever it leaves off to go into the movies, will be correct. Because all they're saying in this is, when she drops the TVA book in there, this is his plan. So we don't know what his.
You're 100% right.
We don't know what his plan is. So whatever they do is his plan.
But it is. They have hints in there because they said first when he first started, they said it's the sacred timeline, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then later, once he has the TVA, they've changed it. So now it's a variant branch of the sacred timeline. It's no longer the sacred timeline. So he's changed it to make it that sacred timeline. And there's little things that you don't notice unless you really are looking at the details.
Can I?
Yeah, no, but
yeah. I'm sorry. No, finish your point first. I'm sorry, Chris.
No, I was just saying, yeah, but the thing is they don't have to be concrete on anything in this. At any point in time, if they believe this is the plan, then even if the way they portray it doesn't turn out the way it is, they're going to say, oh, well, we were wrong because we didn't actually know what his plan was. So again, they built in this loophole, again, another loop of we can do whatever we want with this and it can be whatever we want. I have a real big theory, and hopefully none of you guys mention it on this show, that I as soon as I watched this, I was like, oh, wow, I think I know. or I have a feeling I know of a couple things that they might do in this. I see them.
I have one that I heard, and I'm like, if they do that, I think this will be fire. Not in this show, but overall, I'm like, I
Yeah.
think it would be
I,
interesting.
Yeah.
I think
So, all right. You want to go ahead?
Oh, and I was gonna say it's kind of important to watch the season finale of the first season because in the second episode I realized that the other hunter, he made it a
Mm-hmm.
point to make sure that said, Loki, you're a villain. And what did he who reigns says? We're all bad guys here. So
Mm-hmm.
he's literally saying no matter what, you're gonna end up being a bad guy, even though he's trying to
Mm-hmm.
do good. So I
Facts.
think most likely Loki is going to become back bad again. It's an inevitability at this point.
Mm,
Maybe. I
I
think
don't
it could
know.
be setting up something else. We can
Yeah.
talk about that here in just a little bit, guys. We're not gonna go into speculation right now. But I think the second episode was more in it than you guys realize. And I understand it might have been slow, but yes, there was the interrogation. The interrogation part right
It was
there.
awesome.
That was a great scene that Hiddleston pulled off because, like you just said a little bit, Warren, there's always the question of if there's an ulterior motive going on. And he played it so well at first. I'm sitting there going like, huh, is this planned? I felt it was planned. I felt it was all part of the bad cop, good cop routine. But Hiddleston plays it well enough that you can kind of buy into them. Maybe he was going to do more. Maybe he was going to kill him. Maybe. But I think the timeline pruning is a lot more important than we realize right now because they pruned it all down, and that caused the problem down in the lower section. It wasn't the fact that the timelines were reaching out; they were getting that the alarms for the timelines, the branch timelines going past that, the marker it shows for safe zone. It was alarming. But what's funny is if you looked at the machine down in the basement, it wasn't acting weird until after they pruned. So I think that's a big thing right there. They might go back to what Brian said about that sacred timeline is now not the sacred timeline. He actually wants the branches, which actually buys into another one of my theories, but we'll go to that later, like I said. But those are some things I really like. I love the whole third episode. The third episode, the way it looked, the way they shot it, Miss Minutes, all of that was great. I think that's the best episode the series has had. And Majors, man, Jonathan Majors shines.
This
Yeah,
season.
well, I think even last season too.
Better than the season finale with
I don't know. It's close. It's close. That's the thing. But again, both of them is because of Majors. Majors sells these two episodes. So yes, I'm not saying it is the best, but it's definitely like those two are the two best ones. The finale last year and this one for sure. So
just the way you have this guy playing so many different characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many different ways, right? They're all different. They all feel different. Every Kang or every variant he's played of himself feels different. He's doing a killer job, man. Killer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. All right, let's go around and we're going to talk about the things we don't like. Danny, I'm going to move up and we'll leave. Let's see here. Who's going to go down to the bottom? Probably Elihu. So if it does it, yes, Elihu. Go ahead and start with your dislikes.
Okay. Ever since I saw that movie Somewhere in Time, I hated bootstraps paradoxes. This is what Loki is. It's a bootstrap paradox. It messes with the second law of thermodynamics. Come on, where's the entropy in all this? You know that Kang is going to win in the end. So I'm like, okay, we figured this out already. Ouroboros, stay in the circle. The book, the window. It's a bootstrap paradox. We already know this. Come on. How much of the more does actually we got to see before we see Kang take over again? But I'm still on the show. But
we didn't see Kang take over yet. We've only heard about it from Ant-Man.
Yeah, but if it's the bootstrap paradox, everything's in a continuous cycle of the loop. Nothing has an end or beginning to it. This is the way Kang wrote it. He's going to take over again. All this speculation about Sylvie or Loki taking over TVA. That ain't gonna happen. No, no. I'm like, hello, come on. Enough of this booster paradox, please. Get on with the action. Find out exactly how Renslayer is going to figure this out. I want to know about Renslayer's side. Okay, we got Loki. We got B5 now. Now let's get a Renslayer story. Come on, please. Let's get her little backstory in this. I'll be happy to see that. That would not be a filler episode. That would be an important information episode. This is what I want to know. I want to know context of this detective story. Not just okay. We got a clue. Let's go. Let's get a clue. What's the meaning of this clue? Like Sherlock did. Come on. This is a detective story. Get with the clues. Get with the information. Stop speculating. Just get to it. Come on. Do your detective work, Sherlock.
Stop speculating. I mean, is that how many syllables is that?
5.
Eli, too many.
Anything else to lie here?
No.
No? Okay. JG, go ahead and give us your dislikes for these 2 episodes.
Okay, so for episode 2, I was not a fan of the slow pacing. Even though I did like the episode, it was just the pacing was a little off for me. And I have to agree, Dan, it did kind of make me doze a little bit. But when it got to interrogation, then I started waking up like, okay, here we go. Sylvie, I think she's in the way. She's very annoying. I'm sure she has a purpose besides wanting to kill Kane. But if she does, please just let us know. If not, keep her out the way. As far as episode 3 goes, I mean, I love the entire thing, man. There wasn't anything bad. I can't think of anything negative about episode 3.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Very good.
To be honest with you.
Oh, you thought Black Guy was fire. I'm sure you found a whole bunch of stuff.
I forgot to ask something else. What I disliked.
Go ahead.
Okay, if TVA exists time for all the time, how come nobody got an alert that a variant branch got branched off in 1893? Come on, shouldn't the TVA got an alert for that? Or did Kang actually disable that alert for that branch when he knew Ravenna was going to go back? They should have got an alert for that branch timeline there.
It's overloaded.
What's going on with that?
It's overloaded. So it's so many branches and so many are being
TVA is experiencing something they have yet to experience.
So when somebody goes through a time door, it has to happen right then and there in that present time, or does it actually happen in 1893?
Well, and remember,
time. That was confusing to me, man. I'm sorry.
Well, but remember that they've explained this kind of because her variant wasn't easy to track. It was kind of veiled. So who's to know if he isn't the one veiling it, or something that he has done that we haven't seen yet is the one.
We did.
Kind of.
He got the TVA handbook that caused the branch timeline. The TVA should have got alert that a branch timeline happened in 1893.
Okay, no.
So many timelines going on.
There's so many branches right now. There's like
what I'm saying is he veiled Sylvie. I think he had. So if he's the one that created the TVA, whichever version you think, he would also be the one who could hide events. So he could basically say, "Oh, I'll let them see everything, but this." And so even though we're seeing the beginning of it, for all we know, he's already gone before that and made it so everything after a certain point is veiled if he wants it to be veiled. I mean, that's the thing is that we don't know if that's what's going on yet. We don't know why they don't get alerts. So we're gonna have to wait and see about that. But okay. So
it could be because of Miss Minutes being gone, right?
And it could be that too, yes.
Yeah, it could be that. One of the reasons why they're not getting alerts, because nothing's been working since she left. So
pretty much
trying to keep the world from blowing up right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's really their major concern, not necessarily more branch timelines, because there's so many of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that general did kill more people than Thanos. So
yeah. Hey JG, that was it.
Yeah.
Okay. And Warren, go ahead. Dislikes.
Dislikes. I mean, kind of reiterates. Episode 2 was slow. that's my really biggest thing. Episode 3, I just didn't like how Victor Timely was used. Now that's me nitpicking because of the comic book guy in me, but he's portraying himself as a con artist when he's much more than that. Which to me is like, is he playing them for a fool then? Because his
He is.
taser thing, when Rensselaer used the thing on the doll, it worked. Remember, because they used the batons in the TVA. So he must be playing. He's playing a double-edged sword right now. So that really kind of irked me a little bit.
Why does that irk you?
Why? That's exactly what he said it was going to happen.
No.
Exactly.
What I mean is, it's like, how can they not see it? Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
It's like you work for the guy, and this invention of his just worked on something, and you can't see that he's. It's like, come on. By Rensselaer, by holding that gun. Then Miss Minutes kind of felt like a dumbed down version of Ultron, the way she was acting. I love you, AI. That didn't really like it. That's I didn't really like that. I thought that was stupid in a sense, but it was really silly. And honestly, I liked the whole and this is mostly episode 3. Episode 2 was just dialogue, so I already told you that. And then the whole like carnival thing, I get it. I got that like Iron Man 2 feel, what they try to do with the fair, which I get, but it just, that felt like the filler. It wasn't filler, but that whole carnival that's showing everything, that just felt like the filler to me. So that was my 3 things, basically.
Okay. All right. Brian, dislikes.
I dislike the fact that no one read the entire TVA manual. No one in the entire, besides Casey, read the TVA manual, and they all were just following. They're just like lemmings. Or the Ouroboros wrote, but all of them are lemmings. They're just following what the other. No one has their own mind, and that was what's got them caught up in that situation. Besides Casey, because Casey did read the entire manual.
Yes, but can I kind of give you an example of where I think this comes out? And maybe I'm wrong, but when you get a handbook from a job, the handbook for employment for wherever you work, if your place is big enough to hand those out, does anybody read everything, or does most people look through it and think, oh, that probably pertains to me, I'm going to read that part? That is probably the problem. The only reason why Casey has read it all is because he's inspired by what he reads, that it's written in a way that sparks him, and so he's read it all.
I mean, that could be. I actually think it's.
That's an excellent analogy, Chris.
Yeah. No, I mean,
there's always one person in the office who does that, and Casey is that. Yeah, because
exactly. It's like
Casey's going to be very important. Casey's going to be very important at the end.
Yeah. See, people will ask me. People have asked me at other jobs. They're like, "Well, how many points are we allowed to have, in attendance or whatever, And I look at him and says, I don't know, because if I get that far along, I'm now way past where I need to be with it. So I don't read that. It's like, I don't read that part of it because that's nothing to do with me.
It also depends on your position in that particular company.
Exactly.
And that's my point. Yeah, exactly what Danny's saying.
When I first started off, I didn't read the stuff that, how much vacation I get, how much sick time I get, but now that I'm in a position that is higher and I'm supervising more people, I have to know this stuff. So when they ask, I can't be like, oh, hold on, let me go. There's some things I still do. Oh, hold on, I'm not quite sure. I've been look over the policy and procedure manual so much, I can almost tell you exactly what section is in. I might can't speak it back to you verbatim, but I can say, yeah, I think it's this, and this, because I've done read it so much because of the position that I'm in. So I think Casey's in that position now that he has to. He knows that he's interested.
Also be there, Danny. So that's my thing.
Well,
Mobius
is just a hunter.
Mobius has been there for 400 years, and as you're doing the jobs, especially as you start to have questions about the people are bringing up questions that you've never read the handbook and thought that maybe I should read something about this handbook.
Well, no, because Rensselaer explains that she's cleaned up his messes and his mistakes and his wrongdoings enough, because he doesn't really care what the book says. It's just doing what the job was. He knew his job was to keep the sacred timeline, and that's all he did. He didn't really follow the rules on how he was necessarily supposed to do it. That's why she keeps saying, I had to clean up your messes. I had to, as soon as I left, look what happened. So I think, go ahead.
To me, it's kind of like Mordo in Doctor Strange. Mordo, he believed the Ancient One so much. And then when he finally found out, oh, you did do this, or you did break the rules, then that's when he started reading, and then that's when he started doing his own thing. And he just took what she said at face value. In some positions, if you trust somebody and you have so much faith in them, you just go by what they say until you actually read it for yourself, and then you finally learn, oh, that I should be doing this, or we are on the wrong team, or oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. And that's when you start reading and then discovering stuff for yourself. I think that's what's happening, what we're seeing happening here now. To a certain extent.
And I agree with you 100%, Danny. You have enough faith in them until you find out they like Boba Fett.
Oh, God. Again.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Shots
fired. All right, Brian, go ahead.
I said I didn't like Sylvie. I just not in love with her character. I think she's important because the truth is, if they all did what she wanted to do, this all would be over because she would have killed Kang.
Wait a minute.
But I'm not a huge.
How are you not in love with her? Loki, that he's in love with himself. How are you not in love with her?
No,
I can't. I just can't. Something about her just irks me because it just it doesn't make sense. It doesn't vibe with me very well. And even though I honestly think she's probably the right one, she's right. If she would have did it, everything would have been fine, and we would have not gotten the same Ouroboros loop. But
so the ego is not in love with himself, Anzo?
I'm an idiot.
I have no clue what you're talking about. All right. Anything else there, Brian?
No, I mean, I don't mind the slow pace of the two because I thought it was important. I agree that it was a little slow because I almost fell asleep a little bit, but everything else, 3 was so good. I thought it was.
You fell asleep. That suck was slow. Just go ahead and say it.
Almost, because my mind started to wonder.
Then it's slow.
I also worked 90 hours a week in the last 3 weeks, so I mean, come on.
See, that's not the stuff you were pulling on your stream. How it was so great.
Yes, episode 3 is excellent. There's nothing about episode 3 that's not great. Everything about it, I mean, it's genius. It's smart.
Great. I'm talking episode 2 I watched. That's when you guys were capping, saying it was great. And I was kind of, were you going to get into my complaints about the fucking 5 minutes of sitting down eating goddamn pie?
Yeah, and I agree with that.
It was pie. Come on. It was popcorn pie.
But I understood the pie thing. I didn't hate that part because I thought that part, it was actually about reflection. It's the same thing they did in Men in Black. The same thing they did in Natural. It's about taking something simple, doing something that you can clear out your mind, doing something simple that helps you think through your process clearly. That's what it's more about. So I understood what they're doing. I just don't like it being McDonald's because I think that's stupid. But
can I say that was the cleanest looking McDonald's in the middle of nowhere I've ever seen?
It was 1980s.
In Oklahoma.
Exactly, in Oklahoma. Oh
in Oklahoma.
It was so clean and
it was the 80s, looking. What do you expect? They had playgrounds with slides.
Introducing the chicken McNuggets.
Yeah, it was good McDonald's.
And I had key lime pie there too. Oh my!
I can't lie. That green pie looked good though. I can't lie.
I went got one the next day. I went ate one the next day.
No.
All right. Anything else there, Brian?
No, I think that's about it for me.
Okay. All right. Anzo, go ahead. Since Danny's out of the picture, go ahead and give us your dislikes.
So Sylvie, and more fucking Sylvie. Every time I show her, she drives me crazy, right? You understand? She already knows that things are messed up with what she did by killing the He Who Remains, but yet she's still just on this, I'm gonna kill him vibe. Can't stand that. It drives me crazy. There's something about her character. I never liked her in season 1, and I don't even like her now in this one. Yeah, I do understand the pie part, right? Because I understand, but you see, the problem that I have with the pie part is they foreshadowed the end, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, fucking shit, what's his name? Oh my gosh, his name is
Ouroboros.
No.
Mobius.
Loki?
Morbius,
Loki?
yeah. No,
Oh.
Morbius. Not
Mobius.
Loki, man. Yeah. It's obviously that he's going to end up going to check out his timeline when this is all said and done, right?
Yep.
And I think that's the reason why that whole scene came on. It's like, don't you care, this and that? I'm like, okay, well, now we know how that's going to end up, right? Unless they pull some shit and he dies before he gets a chance to do that. That would be pretty much interesting, but I don't think he's gonna die.
Hey, what if they find out Mobius is a Kang variant?
Well, you see, that
I
goes
don't think I
into
would
one
like
of
that. I don't think I would like that.
one of my theories because I don't think it's more.
Y'all going in that rabbit hole.
That's what. But think about it. That's why they're trying to keep him, doing the job, monotonous. That's why he can't remember seeing Ouroboros because they wiped his memory multiple times, and that's why because he's important.
That's why they go back to the timeline.
Right.
But I think it might be Renslayer who's the Kang variant. I think it might be her, right? But
You're just saying that because she's black.
Duh.
Y'all have not learned y'all lesson from WandaVision.
We learned.
You guys do realize that Obi is the Kang variant here, okay?
All right, really quick. Finish up Anzo, and then I want to let Ostinator.
All right. Ostinator. Okay, yeah. So also what else didn't I like? Okay, the McDonald's scene where they're sitting at McDonald's and they're having that conversation. I didn't like that scene either. In episode 3, it was her just trying to like, oh, I'm gonna kill Kang. I don't care what you guys are saying. You know what I mean? And one of the things I do have an issue with is Loki does not use his magic enough. You know what I mean? He used it with the shadow and like, okay, but at certain things, it's like, okay, you can use your magic here, and he doesn't do it. And I have an issue with that. I'm like, you should be like, okay, so he's chasing the dude, right? And I think it was in episode 2 where they're chasing the dude around the little town. And I'm like, you could just disappear and show up in front of him. Like, there has to be no chase. And then when they finally catch him, that's when he starts doing the disappearing. And I'm like, why didn't you do that in the first place? Why did you chase him all over the place before you popped up in front of him? Like,
he was being a Loki. He loved to hunt. He loved to play. He was Loki. That's why I said Loki's Loki.
Either way, I'm just like, that was a little bit of an issue to me. Can't really think of anything else. So let Danny go, and then if it comes to my, I'll bring it up. Danny, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, your dislikes. Okay, Chris muted.
Yeah, dislikes.
Episode 2, I didn't like anything about it. It's just hard to watch. The McDonald's thing. Why do we care what she's doing? I still don't see why she's so important. 2 was definitely a filler. To me, it did not move the story at all. 3, like I said, Kang. I don't like the fact that he seems to be like a con man. I thought that he would be more advanced. I thought that machine was something that he really thought of and it was going to work. When I finally didn't, I was a little disappointed. I know he's still trying to go through his process and he's kind of hindered by the time. He has all these thoughts, but he doesn't have like the technology like he said. I thought that he would have Miss Minister and the other lady give him something that would kind of put him way ahead of the century that he was in, but it seems like he hasn't. And then now getting to the TVA, whether or not they're going to give him the power that he needs or give him the knowledge that he needs or give him the equipment. I'm not sure whether they're going to do that or not. I'm just not really totally interested in this series at all at this point. The only thing that's really keeping me in it now is the fact that we do have a variant of Kang, and I hope that it leads to a more compelling story. But to me, it's just really slower, and it only got 6 episodes. I think Anzo said. So 3 more episodes. We're gonna have to really see something that's gonna sway the pendulum the other way to me liking it. I mean, it's okay at best, but that's all I can give it right now.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. So we'll wait for Chris to come in. Austinator.
All right.
Okay, there.
Yeah, go ahead, Austinator. Go ahead and introduce yourself, introduce your channel, what you got going on. I want you to give your overall thoughts of the 2 episodes, your likes for the 2 episodes, and your dislikes for the 2 episodes. Go right ahead.
Sure. I'll just be quick with my introduction because I'm late. So, hello, everybody. I'm the Austinator. I just do things on my channel. Check me out when you can. Overall thoughts about these 2 episodes. Well, let me tell you. The second episode, there were things I liked, but as soon as I saw the McDonald's shit, I just went, "Yep, this is bad." And then the third episode, it's just other than Jonathan Majors, I just did not care for it. It was very long and boring, and it was very slow. Also, I'll just get into my likes then, since just go through my likes, Chris, or go through both my likes and dislikes.
Go through both.
Go through both? Okay. So my likes for episode 2, I liked the whole interrogation scene where Loki's using torturing the guy with the spherical device. I don't even know what it's called. I'll just call it the cube. The whole cube torture scene was great. The dialogue here, I liked in that scene in particular. It came off very ice cold. And I will admit the little kind of interaction, little talk over the key lime pie with Mobius and Loki, I thought was fine too. But again, I'm kind of have to side with Danny here. It was just a lot of filler, especially, which I'll get into my negatives. The action scene towards the end of episode 2, I liked too. At least I thought it was shot very well for the most part, and the effects looked fine. And I think that's my overall positive with this entire show, as far as I will say the effects do look good. And the performances and the chemistry between Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston, I think they both do an excellent job here. But, and then episode 3, again, kind of have to say the only real positive I have about episode 3 is I like Jonathan Majors' performance. And I kind of like what Danny said. I like that he's a con guy. He was selling that one device, but then the device wouldn't work, and he's running away. And I will admit that was the one kind of comedy portion of it that did make me chuckle at least. But as far as my negatives, I'm just gonna say right now, Sylvie Skywalker, I cannot stand this character. Oh my God. Just as when you think it can't get any worse, they make her a minimum wage worker. Yeah, Disney, that'll make me really like her. I swear, this entire season was made to just be a McDonald's product placement.
I'm not loving it.
I definitely did not love it. The whole sequence of where Mobius is talking to that one guy and they're eating McDonald's. I had to face palm on that one because I was like, are you kidding me?
Product placement.
We're really spending all this time on McDonald's. It makes you roll your eyes. The MCU comedy is still here, and it's just still weird and bad. Not once did I laugh at this. A lot of times I roll my eyes with the comedy because it's just all right, move on. And also there are just scenes here that drag on. I don't know if anybody else noticed that, but there would be scenes where they would just talk and go in circles, and then I just say, really? And then I also got to agree with the whole Kang and the whole Sylvie Skywalker thing too on the subway car, or no, the Ferris wheel. Sorry, excuse me. I'm tired. That's all I gotta say. I'm very tired right now. But the whole thing where she's not listening, and I'm okay, I understand that part. But every time where you're no, stop, listen to reason, and then saying no, I'm not going to, you're not a likable character. You're just a complete idiot. And I just cannot stand Sylvie Skywalker. Not to mention, the clock wants to fuck Kang. Like, I just thought that was very strange.
The horny clock. Yeah, I forgot about the Miss Minutes. I can be have a body. I forgot about
Oh
God, when I saw that shit, I just went, "Yep, this is Loki, all right." Of course, we gotta have that really one thing that's always gotta be weird and unneeded. Of course, we gotta have the clock wanting a relationship with Kang, or no, excuse me, we'll call him Mr. Timely for now. That I thought was stupid, and then the whole just the whole episode 3 for the most part was so slow. Like most of the episode is just them walking around. Most of them is sitting down. You know, it's just a lot of it is an exposition dump. It's just this show right now is just nothing. Like, and that's kind of the biggest problem. Like, and I agree with Anzo. Like, even though we do kind of see Loki, I actually will say about episode 2 that I did like is that Loki did use his magic quite a bit in episode 2, but in episode 3 he's just not doing much.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
and he could have done a lot more. You know what I mean? Like when they went into that party and he sees Renslayer and he's like, "Don't let her see you." Why the fuck didn't you just disguise him and Morbius as someone else?
Right?
You know what I mean? He could have done that. He could have changed the way they looked so they could have blended in more easier. I just found that don't make sense, you know?
There was a little bit of that I thought too.
But there was one thing I didn't say that I liked, just real quick. The fucking opening where they did the Marvel song and with the piano.
Oh yeah.
That shit was fire.
Yeah, that I will admit was good.
Dude. Oh yeah, the theme for Marvel, dude, that was
time. Yeah,
that was good.
That was unique as hell. That whole ragtime, that was beautiful. Okay, anything else, Austin? There?
No, that was all it. I just thought these last 2 episodes were they just didn't do anything for me, to be honest. Like the second episode was fine, but the third episode, none of these episodes thus far have been really interesting. They really need to do something, kind of what Danny said, to like kind of get me at least somewhat interested in the show. Because honestly, even like I said, the first episode of the Roundtable, I did not like the first season, and thus far this season's kind of proved me right that this series is just not great.
If you didn't like the first one, you're not going to like the second one because it's going to be the same thing. That's what it is. If you don't like it, because episode 3 was fire. Episode 3 was fire. But if you don't like Loki, then you're not going to like Loki. That's just what it is.
True. Anything else, though?
No, that's it for me.
Okay. For me, honestly, there wasn't much I didn't like about these. I mean, the second one was slow, but that's about the most I have to say about it. I think 3 hit a lot of marks. I think 2 hit a lot of secretive things, like just little things that will play more of a point. Like I said, we notice as it's branching out past the the safe level or whatever, that nothing that machine is still okay. Because what were they down there just in the first episode doing? Pulling Loki out of a certain, pulling Loki back into this timeline, like permanently into this timeline, so he wasn't time slipping. That didn't screw up that machine. What screwed up that machine, what started screwing that machine up, was clipping all those timelines. So something is fundamentally changed in what was going on in the TVA, because before, if it got past that line, it did start going berserk. So I think that there's important things in 2. I just think it was.
It sounds like you're saying, Chris, that Ouroboros might be playing everybody.
He could be. He could be in on it. He could be, he could be in on it with he remains, or he was a part of that. I don't know.
Sorry. I was gonna say, Chris, why do you think his memory was not erased? He remembers everything.
Yeah, true. Okay.
Yeah,
we're gonna go and give our theories. So before anybody else goes and gives their theory, I'm going to do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you my my grade for these 2 episodes. I'm gonna go B- on episode 2. I'm gonna go an A on episode 3. my belief on what's going to happen, I love that Warren has this picture up because they're about ready to they put Renslayer in the end time, the end of time area where He Who Remains was. What's funny is why would that body still be sitting there? That suit that he's wearing right there, if you look at his face and everything, I almost wonder if they're going to get He Who Remains, who's sitting in that end of timeline, if that's where that actual Kang variant came from, where the Kang the Conqueror comes from. I'm wondering if that's what we're looking at right there. Because he's starting to decay and he's starting to look really mean and nasty looking. He's not that jovial guy that they met in the end of the season last year. I think that there could be something that they're going to do with his body there. The other thing I got that I think is really interesting is Mr. Verbal Kent. He is stuttering. He is acting like he is shy. He is reserved. I believe this is nothing but a play. The whole thing is a play. And it's a play because I'm wondering if one of the other variants hasn't already come and talked to him before all this happened. And I think he's playing them. Or this was a variant that he went and replaced himself in this timeline. And now he's playing them to control everything again. But I'm getting Verbal Kent feels from that. And I don't know about you, Anzo, because I know you're a big Usual Suspects guy. But man, that's so much like how Verbal Kent played it, man. Like just, and you wouldn't suspect it until it's too late. And like that, he was gone. This is the whole thing right there. But those are my thoughts right there. Anza, go ahead. Grades and your predictions.
Yeah, so my grades for these 2 episodes would be episode 2 would probably get a C, and episode 3, definitely because of Jonathan Majors, would get an A. Now, and this is what I heard, so it's not like I came up with it or anything, but I don't know how good or true it's going to be, but I think that they're thinking about making one of the variants to Beyonder, right? That's what they're saying, that the original Kang variant is the Beyonder. And it's either possibly that it's someone else or it's Victor Timely who's going to end up being the Beyonder. So
that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting if they do that. I don't know if they're going to do that, but that would be a theory that I would like to see. So,
for sure. All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Danny, go ahead. Let's get your grades for these 2 episodes and then predictions and all that stuff.
Episode 2, I'm going to give a D.
Ooh.
Episode
Damn.
2.
Ouch.
Episode 3, I'll probably give a B. My prediction is I really don't care. Some of the names and the people y'all are talking about, I don't have a clue. I must have fell asleep. I don't know nothing about Bora. I don't know nothing about Miss Minutes wanting to sleep with Kang. I must have fallen asleep because what y'all talking to me is completely Greek. I have no memory of watching all that. So I'm just telling you, I really don't give a shit about this show. I'm just gonna watch it because I'll be hanging out with my boy Onzo. But I could care less about this show. That's real talk.
You know what I think it was, Danny? I think it was because Terrence wasn't watching it and he was talking a lot. You know what I mean?
I'm telling you.
Why do you think I don't join you, dude?
When Byron was talking about Bora and explaining all that stuff, I was like, what is he talking about? And then I think Eli, he said something about, or one of them said something about, I think Austin said about want to sleep with Miss King. I'm like, when did I miss that? So I must have fell asleep. So,
I forgot about that part.
I'm not even going to apologize. I don't care. But I'm gonna rock with y'all these 3 episodes. But this show right here, I have checked out. I do not care.
Wow, I haven't checked out yet.
I'm checked out, buddy.
But I think, I think the next episode, of course, we're gonna have some more Jonathan Majors. But I think after, if he's not in the rest of the series, then I might check out too. To be honest with you,
I hope it picks up. I'm telling you, and this is just my 2 cents. Now I'm speaking from Danny. This is nowhere in the stratosphere of Ahsoka and nowhere in the galaxy of Secret Invasion, in my opinion. I will never ever watch this again. Never.
All right. Brian.
Tell me how you
Grades
really
and
feel,
predictions. Yeah, exactly.
All right. Okay.
I don't know. Hey, Brian,
All right.
I mean, do you get the strange feeling like he might not just give a shit?
Yeah, maybe he just after the show. All right, I got you, Danny. I feel you.
I ain't say after the show. I'm just saying I don't care about the show.
It's the same thing. But I have no problem with what you're saying. I enjoy it. I enjoy everything that's going on. I enjoy the thought process. I enjoy that they've set up things. I like what Anzo said about the Beyonder, but what I actually think is going to happen is, so I believe Victor Timely is the one who remains at the end. He is who he is. That he's gonna go through it to become the one who remains, and that if they kill him, the Beyonder variant will then take over. Like he's the next one stepping up. Because if you kill him, he said it's gonna be more of me coming after you. And I think if they stop him at the end, which I think they will, even when he loses, he wins. Because now the Beyonder comes out, and that's going to push it forward for what's going on next. But that's how I see it really happening.
Okay. You great?
Oh, I'm on great up. So episode 2, I gave like a B minus, like 82%, whatever. But episode 3 was great. That was a perfect type of episode. I love what they do, and I love the feel of it. All that was great. So you get an A.
Yep. Yeah, awesome. All right, Warren.
What would you give episode 2 again, Byron?
Like a B minus. Yeah, it's like 82.
Okay. Same here. That's what I gave it.
Okay.
So what do I go with the predictions first? I think this is gonna be a one-off, but I think Mobius is Balder. I thought it was really odd when they were at the fair. You didn't see. You're supposed to see Odin, Thor, Loki, but we saw Odin, Balder, and to me, Mobius seems like that guy that's always trying to do the right thing. And so I'm like, why are they talking about Balder like in that little bit? So I think he might be Balder. That's my like one-off. That's crazy. My other prediction is that, like I say, I think Victor Timely is being a true con man and not, like I mentioned earlier, I think he's just being a true con man. And this is for much, much later. I think Sylvie has to die.
Me too.
I think Sylvie has to die by the end of this series in order for it to be something. Now, overall grades, episode 2, B minus, episode 3, A plus.
If
there is
Sylvie
no
dies,
plus. There is no such thing as plus.
Wow.
If Sylvie dies, they're going to then bring Loki because they can't take something away without giving him something. Watch for Thor being reunited with his brother.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so then I'm sorry, A.
Here's what I wanted to say. When that first episode happened and Sylvie opened up the door and she used that thing on Loki to help him get back to regular timeline, I wish they would have used that on her, killed her, and no more Silver for the rest of the series. They should have Johnny Caged her ass, killed her within the first 7 minutes or first couple of minutes that she pops up, and then we don't have to worry about her no more.
Yeah, just don't see that. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of her. I don't hate her like you. I don't dislike her as much as you guys do, but I don't necessarily believe that it's a.
I don't dislike
thing
her.
that they need to be doing.
That's all. I don't dislike her. I just think she has to die for things.
Yeah, I dislike her. I do.
I don't know. Okay, so anything else, Warren?
No, that was it. That was all.
Okay, fair enough. Good. JG.
My grand theory, you will have to go watch me and Super Watch's watch party towards the end. If I give my grand theories, I'm not saying it again. All I would say is all roads should lead to the Fantastic Four, and Renslayer, I think it's going to have something to do with it. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Well, when we get off of here, I want to hear what you said.
Oh, you gonna say it's blasphemous? I already know it, but
That's all right. That's fine.
I think because Brian made a point when he said that Kang said something about we're all villains.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sylvie's going to die. Loki, thinking he's doing something good, is going to cause her death. Which will make him a villain. Not to himself, but other people will see him as a villain.
I was saying, not in my eyes. I'd be like, hey, you win.
Yeah. He's get on my nerves. But other than that, I'm like, Dan, I don't want to go too far down the rabbit hole with these theories and get disappointed yet again.
Yeah.
So as far as my grades, don't hate me. Episode 2, I'm giving an A-.
Ooh.
Episode 3, I'm giving an A+.
Again, no A pluses. So that's an A.
You know what I mean, Danny?
Triple A, baby.
This guy is.
I can't say nothing, man, because he's my hype man, but good Lord.
All right. Elihu. Okay, Elihu, you got you're stoned and you're hungry, so go ahead, give us your grades, your predictions, and then you.
And then I cut off like Chris. Okay. My
freaking emoji out of my freaking place.
Nice nipple slip. Okay, my grade for episode 2 was a C. Episode 3 was an A. My prediction is going to be the next episode is they go through the time door with Victor Time Leap. B-15 asks, "Who's this?" They explain who this is. They go to the Lumen, and the first thing Obi says is, "Oh, you got him. You found him." Obi is the key to this. Nobody has said this, guys, yet. Obi is the key to everything.
I did say
I think Brian said it.
I said that
Brian said it. Exactly.
Well, yeah, Obi.
Boy, that is how high and hungry he is.
Hey, I didn't eat lunch today, okay? I was busy. I didn't eat lunch, man. I'm starving.
He didn't eat lunch. Lunch ate him.
Yeah. What I think is that we're going to find out that Kang recruited Obi before he became the TVA because he's some kind of genius in his own original timeline, some kind of electronic mathematical genius that he befriended. He's like, hey, I can use this guy. And Obi is not a variant. He's an original person off the timeline. This is why he's so important to him. He kept it down there. He's like, yeah, he knows about this. Yeah, I can help you out. This is Obi being a good guy, helping Victor Timely, helping the Kang, or He Who Remains, control time and have everything okay. That's why Obi's like would say, "Oh yeah, you found him. He knows about everything. He knew." Obi.
Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, he knew who Morbius was. He recognized him.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Morbius is gonna be the key Morbius is gonna be the key because the roundabout trap, that paradox, everything's in a circle. He's gonna find this out. Obi is not a variant.
Okay.
Very interesting, sir. Go ahead and tell everybody about your channel and stuff again.
Okay, I got weird stuff on my YouTube, and I'm also on X. Well, that little bird says Twitter, and you go to twitter.com, not x.com. And I'm also on Instagram, and I'm also on Threads, by the way. Same username.
Cool.
And I'm starving like Marvin. I'm going to go to South Korea.
All right, man. Go. Thank you very much, Elihu. He brought up one thing right there about Ouroboros.
Later, guys.
Okay, right. You know what's funny? The only person who has sent everybody on a quest is him. We need his aura here. And I thought that I was like, Victor Timely or the Kang variant or He Who Remains would want to end up getting to the TVA. Right now, they can't control the TVA. So if Victor Timely is playing everybody, you know who's really playing everybody? Ouroboros. Because he said, we got to get him here. We got to get him here. And that would be perfect because nobody thinks Short Round's a bad guy.
Yeah.
You know what? That's good. I like that.
Dude, nobody thinks he's a bad guy because it really loves this guy. He's awesome in everywhere, whatever. The everywhere, everything, anywhere, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Everywhere, always.
All over the place.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I mean, he's awesome in that. He's awesome. I mean, this guy's great, and everybody loves him. Wouldn't it be so crazy, if he played that verbal Kent, where all of a sudden he gets all smart sounding instead of all like crazy manic? Like, oh, you guys didn't fall for that, did you? Or something crazy like that. I don't know. But
listen, I think the fact that he's the one who wrote the handbook should give us a little hint that he's been there probably before everybody, right? Mm-hmm. And if that's the case, then who brought him there? Kang, of course. And we already know that Kang, He Who Remains, obviously has a contingency plan because he's putting it into place now. So who's to say he's not part of that plan?
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I just thought of that there. So that's interesting that he brought that up like that. All right. Ostinator. Grades.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's an A and an A.
And know me too well, Chris. You know.
I know I do. Well. Well, like I said, you are the most positive person on especially this roundtable. Of all the roundtables we've done together, this is the one you are the most positive about. I remember when Alligator Loki came on and how endeared you were. And you were talking about writing a book about Dear Alligator Loki, what you mean to me in my life. You've completed it.
Yeah. I'm going to make a movie about my experience.
Man, I don't care what you guys say. I like the Alligator Loki.
Okay, go ahead, Ostinator.
Okay, so episode 2, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm just gonna give it a C-. Like, it was just there. I mean, I'll be on. Like, the Loki stuff where he's using his powers and the action stuff was fine, but Sylvie Skywalker being a minimum wage worker and just the dialogue is just. I just don't care. It sucks. It's stupid.
Dude, the way he said that, have any of you guys seen Chad Vader, Night Shift Manager?
Yeah.
It's a guy that it's like he dresses up in Darth Vader and he works at a grocery store overnight and he's the night shift manager. It's called Chad Vader, Night Shift Manager. The way he just said that Sylvie Skywalker, minimum wage worker, it was like rolled off the tongue just about the same way. It was like, oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
And then episode 3, other than Jonathan Majors, if Jonathan Majors was just not in that episode, it would not have worked as well as it did because it still has its issues. Plus, them walking around eating Cracker Jacks for like a couple. I'm like, all right, really? Like, it's just. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna give it a C- because the only thing that's really saving it is Jonathan Majors, who carried the entire episode.
But he was the entire episode, right? That was the focus. So yes, without the focus, you're right. It wouldn't be good.
No, I agree with that, but it just. But as far as predictions go, I'm kind of with Danny. I just don't really care, to be honest. I mean, I can give you kind of prediction where I think it's going to go. I think that Sylvie is going to do something to fuck everything up because of course she does, and eventually it's going to lead into Mr. Timely ending up becoming the He Who Remains, and this is what ends up leading into the whole multiverse war with Secret Wars and everything. Plus, it'll probably tie in with Deadpool 3 as well because TVA is supposedly going to be in that film. But other than that, right now I'm just so checked out of this that I just don't really care, to be honest. So that's just kind of my thoughts on it.
All right. Anything else?
Nope.
All right. Hold on just a second, guys. All right. So, with all of that said, let's all go around the whole place and talk about our channels one more time. And we'll wrap it up. And then Anzo, Danny, and myself will jump over to the rule of 3. So, let's start down there at the bottom. Austinator, once again, tell everybody about yourself, please.
Yes, everybody. Hello, I'm the Austinator. I do a bunch of stuff on my channel. I do primarily wrestling content right now. I mean, I do this periodically. I'll do something different, but right now, me and Shifty have been doing the WCW Nitros from 1995. We're actually gonna be covering the next 2 weeks this week, and then probably doing some other stuff too eventually. But that's really all I got. Chris, thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. Always enjoy having you here. Up next, JG. Go ahead and tell everybody about your channel and all that good stuff.
Find me Wednesday nights on the OOC with the great Unzo, aka, like ODB says, the Osiris of this ish, the King of Canada, along with Roberto, Mr. Don Juan himself, and at times Danny, aka Mr. Amazing, aka Mr. Fantastic, aka The Road to Wisdom, aka you can hate him now, but you want something now because he can't stop now. Also, catch me with my homie Superwise Thursday nights, Loki season 2 watch party.
All right, very good. Warren, tell everybody about yourself.
Yeah, you can just find me on Twitter. That's about it.
And trust me, you don't want to find them there. Really.
And everyone, find me on Twitter. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
All right, and Brian, go ahead.
I'm Brian the Grizzly. I'm 1/3 of Spoiler Kings. We do comic book content. We do movie reviews. We do television show reviews, and anything that goes on. We want to talk about it. We'll talk about it. We are live chat, so anything that goes on, we just keep it going. And also, I do football on Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on Dynasty Pylon. So
nice.
That's it.
Hold on just a second, Mike.
Danny, I guess Danny's next.
Hey, yeah, you can find me Monday through Friday on my show, Road to Wisdom. I'm going to do my videos on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays now. And I do shorts on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So please check me out. Catch us here in the next few minutes on our regular channel, Chaos Central, me, Anzo, and Chris Knight. You can catch me on Wednesday on Guy Squad's channel, The Hangout. Sometimes I jump on the OC depending on how radioactive it is or isn't. And then you can catch me on Sunday nights, definitely with Stones Live, and whenever we do a roundtable. Good show tonight, fellas. I appreciate it.
No, I'm not doing dishes during the stream. No, just don't ask. It's like it's sound effects. It's my diner sound effects I have going over the stream. Okay, on to go ahead.
You guys know Bigger Ford Entertainment. Tomorrow night will be the OOC. Thursday night will be the Loki Watch Party. And Sunday back to the Loki Roundtable. And yeah, that's about it. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, and I am Chris Knight, Real Review 3000, of course, here on Chaos Central, where we're up next. Stick around, guys. Those of you who are in the chat, just kind of go back to the channel and you'll see the link for the Rule of 3, where Anza, Danny, and myself tackle 3 topics for 3 minutes each and 3 minutes as a group. And also, don't forget, I'm on Honstar YT doing things like game nights and Name That Tune. That will be coming back, as will, because I've almost got everything set up to as soon as I get my computer ready. We're going to be bringing back, of course, the wonderful, what do I call it? I mean, that's how long it's been. Oh my God. Oh well, screw it. We'll get it right next time. Anyways, guys, that's it for tonight's Loki Roundtable. Yes, Sunday we'll be back and we'll be doing it at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock Central, or 9 o'clock Eastern, 8 o'clock Central. So, with that said, guys, everybody.
Jeez.
Oh my! It's like, yeah, it's wow, craziness, right?
I get it.